Thank you for tuning in and welcome back to Real Estate Advice. In today's episode, you'll learn about what to look for when viewing a home to buy. My name is Andrew Finney. Please consider me your real estate geek. I am always here to help. If you need help finding a top agent where you live, or if you simply want to drop me a line to say hello, my contact info is below. If you haven't already done so, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel now and like this video. Thank you. So with this video, there's going to be a lot of really good content in here that you want to pay a lot of attention to. Please do watch the video start to finish to get the maximum impact to know what to look for when buying your new home. So let's go ahead and talk about getting a checklist worth reviewing. So whenever you're talking about a checklist that's worth viewing, you want to be looking online for the homes that you're seeking. You could be using the big sites like Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, your agent's website. I know AndrewFinneyTeam.com, for instance, we actually have our site updated every 15 minutes, including whether the home is under contract, which sets it apart from a lot of the major players in the field, so that you're not wasting your time falling in love with a home from the pictures online only to find out that bad boy's not available. When you're looking at those homes, you want to do something here. And what I normally suggest to the buyers that I work with here in Las Vegas is you want to start getting in the mindset of 1-star to 5-star ratings when looking at homes online. A 5-star rating, for instance, would be like, oh my God, I'm ready to move in right now. And a 1-star rating would be like, oh my God, I wouldn't wish that off on my worst enemy, even if it was a really bad one. So generally, since nothing in life is really perfect, what you want to do is you want to find those homes that in your mind's eye and in your heart of hearts are a 4 and above in the pictures. If they're a 4 and above in the pictures and you're loving that house, then that's the home that you want to go see, because it should be confirmation of what you see in the pictures when you actually get there. If you start looking at homes being realistic about your must-haves, your nice-to-haves, and your absolute have-to-haves, as opposed to dream shopping and thinking that every home's going to be perfect and everything's going to work out just the way that you want, while we hope that's the case, at the same time, sometimes homes need a little bit of attention to make them your own. That's why getting into a habit now of looking at homes between a 1-star and a 5-star rating, again, 1 being the absolute worst thing in the world that you wouldn't even want to look at, your eyes, you'd claw them out looking at that property, compared to the 5-star home that you just fall in love whenever you see it. And you're like, yeah, you know what? I really, really want this house. So anything that's a 4 or above, that's what you want to go look at, because no home is a 5 until you make it your own anyways. So when we talk about the next step of what to look for in a home, a lot of people like to attend open houses. When you're attending open houses, make sure that you have your checklist in mind about your must-haves, your must-not-haves, and what you're looking for in a home. Get a better idea of the neighborhood and the feel of the property, so you can go there and make sure that you're setting that time to meet with your trusted real estate advisor at the open house, or if you're going to be going on your own, let them know that you're working with a trusted real estate advisor already, and give them your agent's card or information so they can follow up with your agent if they have any questions. Most commonly, whenever it comes time to actually buying your new place, it's not going to come from an open house. In fact, statistically, only 3% of the buyers that attend an open house will actually buy the house they're viewing at the open house, even though they might see 10, 15, 20 open houses. So most commonly, people will buy a home after attending a private home tour. During the private home tour, it's pretty cool. You want to be setting that appointment with your buyer's agent at a time of your convenience and their convenience, so always schedule ahead for those as much as possible, and book a tour that will allow you enough time to actually look through the house. Now, the following 17 points that I'm going to be making here are things that you might want to write down or save this video for later so that you can refer back to when you're actually viewing the home. So before we get into that, as a common courtesy, please don't be shy. Follow common courtesy when you're in someone else's home, but please don't be shy about opening and shutting a cupboard to see how the storage looks, to see if the hinges are working correctly, flushing the toilets, or if you need to whip out a measuring tape just to kind of get some size and jot down your notes. You always want to have a notepad and your camera ready to go when you're looking at a home. So let's talk about the next 17 things that you need to consider whenever you're looking at buying a house. Number 1, architectural style. Number 2, the number, location, and size of the bedrooms. Number 3, the number, location, and size of the bathrooms. Number 4, the closet and storage space. Number 5, the number of floors. When we're talking about the number of floors, we're not necessarily talking about the different flooring types, and as much as we're talking about, is it a 1-story, 2-story, 3-story, 4-story, does it have a basement? That type of question is what we're talking about with floors. So number 6, the sight lines throughout the home. Is it an open concept or not? Does it fit with what you're looking for or not? Number 7, the general floor plan. Number 8, the age and condition of appliances, especially if they're staying with the house. Number 9, light switches and number of sockets in each room to make sure that you have enough electric sockets in the room and enough switches so that you can identify where they are, how to turn on the lights, and make sure you have all your devices powered up and ready to go. Number 10, plumbing and water pressure. Number 11, amount of natural light and views, if any. Number 12, the noise levels inside and outside of the home. Number 13, the width and types of stairways. Number 14, porches and decks. Number 15, the garage and or parking capacity. Number 16, the proximity to neighboring homes. And number 17, what remodeling opportunities are there so that as you take that 4-star home up to a 5 when you make it your own. So it's really important to pay attention to a few different aspects here. Number 1, of those 17 things are all things that you should be considering whenever you're getting ready to buy a home. Obviously, you're working with a trusted real estate advisor. You'll know the number of the bedrooms and bathrooms and the floors and such from the multiple listing service data. It's important to get the size. The size will normally be reported in the multiple listing service too, but seeing it is believing it. So making sure that you can visualize a queen size or a king size bed in the different bedrooms are going to help you. And when we're talking about plumbing and water pressure, you can chat with the home inspector to identify where your water valves are, because generally you can actually adjust water pressure to a home by just finagling with some valves. So if that's a possibility in that house, then go ahead and make that happen. The home inspector will be happy to show you where that is when you get into the closing process. You also want to consider your stairways. You know, are the stairs comfortable to go up on and go down on? You know, is there a rail? Are there squeaks in the stairs, or do they feel sturdy or do they feel flimsy? You know, what kind of turns are in the stairwells, if any? And because you got to also imagine here, even though the home may be gorgeous, you have to imagine that you're going to be moving your furniture in there. So you need to be ready for that without preferably causing some damage to the property, your new home, whenever you get ready to move in. Don't forget to go outside and look at the exterior. A lot of times, you know, you walk in a home, especially if you're feeling it's a 4-star home or above, you're thinking to yourself, you know, I'm just in love. Don't forget the exterior. It's really, really important to walk around the exterior and pay attention to the age and condition of the roof and the siding. Does the landscaping look good, or does it look like it's going to be a lot of work? Do you have a green thumb, or do you not want to have a green thumb? You know, those type of questions are things you should consider as far as the livability factor of actually moving in and living there day to day after you close on your new home. Use your notepad and take photos. As you're looking at homes, you know, again, a recommendation that I make to all the home buyers that I work with here in Las Vegas is we will see 3 to 5 homes at any given time on any given day, and that's it. You know, first of all, doing our job right by going through the star rating and listening to my clients' needs, even though Las Vegas is a big city of about 2 million people, and there might be somewhere between 6,000 and 10,000 homes on the market at any given time available for sale. Here's the deal. Out of those 6,000 to 10,000, once you start narrowing it down in the price range, the number of bedrooms, the number of bathrooms, the amenities, the location of the home in the city, if it needs to be in a specific school zone or if it needs to be near a certain area for work, for their commute time. Once we start narrowing it down, realistically, there's only going to be somewhere between maybe 5 and 20 homes that best match their exacting criteria, which is awesome because that's more than some of the people, some of our community members that have reached out to me about different homes around the country, and I've helped them find an agent, and now they're living in their new home. Some of these areas only have maybe a handful of homes, quite literally like 30 on the market or 300 homes on the market, and that's it. So having 5 to 20 out of 7 to 10,000 here in Las Vegas is awesome. So there's plenty of options for homes here for people in Las Vegas. I bring that up because if you're doing your job right and you're working with, both you and your agent are doing their job right, you're not going to have a huge amount of homes. Normally, sometimes people begin a home buying process if they're seasoned or if they're a first-time home buyer, thinking they need to see 8 million homes. Seeing 8 million homes means you forgot about the first 800,000 of them that you saw. And in doing that, you could have missed out on the right home. Keeping it focused, having a plan of attack, having a checklist worth reviewing, having your notes, having your photos, and being clear about why you're buying, what you're buying, where you're buying, what you want, what you don't want, and being realistic with the market and the homes that are available will go a long ways towards having an extended home buying search that ends up being unsuccessful. In practice, what I found is that a lot of people that I work with that buy homes will buy their home with seeing only 3 to 7 homes in person. Out of those homes, they'll normally make 1 to 2 offers. Out of that, obviously, we get 1 accepted. So that's an ideal process. They're extremely happy in their homes. I keep in touch with my past clients, every 1 to 3 months, depending on, their communication preferences. And come to find out that the ones that I've sold homes to 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, last month, this month, they're very, very happy with their homes because we took the time. They love the process because we had a clear-cut objective. Most of the time, there's fear, and that's why people really want to see so many homes. Keep in mind, fear is an acronym for false evidence appearing real. How do you alleviate fear? It's simple. Provide the knowledge. Provide the comfort. And in providing the knowledge and comfort from your trusted real estate advisor to you involves nothing more than them going over the home buying process with you, you asking the questions. And by the way, there is no stupid question when you're getting ready to buy a home. Don't let anybody ever make you feel that way or think that way, because there's really not. If it's on your mind, ask it so that you have the answer to your question, and you'll be more comfortable and confident as you get ready to move forward with buying your home. So after you do that, and you've looked at the exterior, you've taken your notes, you've taken your photos of the different key aspects of the home that you loved and hated, so you can compare notes at the end of the day, you want to ask your agent 9 specific questions. Now, pick your agent's brain. They see homes every single day. They work with people all the time because you've done your job, and make sure that you found a trusted real estate advisor worth their salt by following the tips and advice and picking a real estate agent, the video that I've done, and how to find a great real estate agent as well. If you've done that, then ask these 9 questions of your buyer agent. What do you like about the home? Do you have any concerns about this home? Is the price right? How long has this home been on the market? How quickly do you think this home will sell? Does this home have an offer deadline? Can you see a copy of the homeowner's utilities? And are there any homeowners association fees? Now, obviously, going back to working with a trusted real estate advisor, you will already know the answer to the question about how long it's been on the market. You should also know about how homes are selling, how quickly they're selling in that area, and you'll also know if there's a homeowners association fee. As a pro tip, whenever I work with families here in Las Vegas to buy homes, I will always perform what's called a comparative market analysis on the property that they want to write an offer on. I will compare their top homes to what's going on in the market in the area and share that information with them, whether the home is priced right, if it's priced high, or if it's priced low. Based upon the findings of that research will depend on their offer strategy and the things that I share with them, whether they choose to proceed with an offer or not. In many cases, they find it very, very helpful to have that information beforehand so they know how best to write an offer that will get accepted based upon what the current market conditions are. Now, there's also other questions that you want to consider that will come up during the home inspection itself. How old is the home? Are there any repairs that are needed for the house? When were the floors last refinished if it has flooring types that are refinished? What type of heating and cooling systems are in place? How old are they? How healthy are they doing? How old is the electrical and the plumbing of that property? So those are also on things that are important. Now, as you're narrowing down the field and you're getting ready to write an offer on the house, you absolutely want to research the neighborhood. That's another thing you could be doing online before you start going out and putting rubber to the road and looking at the home. By researching the neighborhood up front, I'm talking about playing like back from my Marine Corps years, playing reconnaissance here. We're going to go in. Ideally, you want to go check out that neighborhood in the morning. You want to check it out at midday. You want to check it out in the evening. You want to check it out on the weekend. Check it out and see if it feels right to you as far as the enjoyment factor of living there. Is it too quiet? Is it too noisy? What do you think about the neighbors? Is it a community that you can honestly see yourself living in? If the answer to those questions are yes, then move forward with making the offer. At the end of the day, the bottom line here really comes down to home buying takes some patience, and it also takes compromises. It's just like anything else in life. It's very unlikely you're going to find the perfect home right away, and that home is going to be perfect with nothing that needs to be done to it in your mind's eye. Most people are going to buy a house, and there are going to be a few things they want to change if it's nothing more than the paint itself. You want to be realistic about what your current market conditions are, your current price range are, and the homes that are available in your current price range, and go ahead and get your foot in the door with home ownership today. Now, by getting your foot into home ownership today, what will happen is if it's not your dream home, over time you will build up equity in that property, and you'll also be having a consistent amount of mortgage every single month that's not going up the way rents tend to do year after year. Or upon lease expirations, they continue to go up. You'll have a known factor. And you'll be surprised whenever it comes 3-5 years down the road, your new home will have paid you to live there, ideally with the market appreciating. And at that point now, you can make the decide to love it or list it and move on to your next place. Now, tell me, this is a fun part of the video. Now tell me, which one of these factors, I mean, there's a lot of information in this video, but which ones are the most impactful to you? Is it perhaps having an idea of having a checklist worth reviewing before you go see the first home? Or perhaps is it the 17 points of what to look for whenever you're in the home actually viewing it during a private home tour? Or was it maybe some of the questions that you should be asking the real estate agent whenever you're at the house to pick their brain to know more? Tell us about it in the comment section below. I'm going to put my contact information up if you need help finding a top agent where you live. And again, if you simply want to drop me a line that says hello, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. If you haven't already done so, I'm going to ask you to do 3 things. Number 1, please subscribe to this channel. Number 2, please like this video. And number 3, please share this video around with someone you know is going to be able to help. Thank you so much for watching today, and between now and next time, I'm wishing you and yours a lifetime full of love, wealth, abundance, and happiness. Enjoy a wonderful day.